And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life. Good life.
Boom, coming in hot, Chinchy, on a Sunday morning. How we doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Sunday morning, bro. Freaking yesterday, 82 beautiful degrees on Long Island. Today, my nipples are as sharp as nails, dude. It's like 48 degrees here. Has it been cold there? I could
You
cut
could
glass.
cut glass right now. with your
I could
nipples.
definitely cut glass.
Yeah, it's like look right here. It's like rainy.
Oh yeah, it's rainy here too.
It's like rainy, and I'd probably say it's like 50 degrees. I kind of like it. It's like I like that little chill. I
Dude,
don't mind.
Okay.
I like this weather.
I like a little chill in the air. Do you get bears back there? You get so much. Is there like
We don't
bears
get
and
bears.
stuff?
I have seen it. I've seen a coyote. We get tons of turkeys, dude. I got turkeys here all the time. Like, clack, clack, clack,
Turkeys are
clack,
so
clack.
big. They're big, aren't they?
They're humongous, dude. One time, Chinch, you got to come to my house. One time over here, my backyard's really like the woods, right? So, and I'd thrown some leaves over this one area, and I come one morning to one night, it's like 9:30 at night, and I'm getting out of my car, and I hear this like ruffling of the leaves. So I'm like, oh, am I going to see like,
Like a cute little deer or something?
yeah. Am I gonna see a cat over there? No, I did. No, I thought it was like just like it sounded like a cat or a dog. Dude, I go over to look. This turkey and I come, Rick, nose to nose, bro. This thing comes, Chinch. I almost crap my pants. This thing comes out with its wings. They go up like this, right in front of my face. I had to dive down, like, take cover. Freaking dove down on my driveway, stopped, drop, and roll like I was on fire. Freaking thing goes right over my face. I'm like, ah! I'm on the ground, dude. I'm like, oh my god, I've never been face to face with a turkey before. I'm sure he's never been face to face with a human either. I'm gonna crush him at Thanksgiving in a couple weeks. That's why I have no problem eating turkey at Thanksgiving now. Guy tried to kill me one night.
That's great. Yeah, that's what you get. What was I going to say? Hey, man, shoot, we got to talk about this because this is like a generational thing for us. How about freaking Matthew Perry passed away last night? That's crazy.
I can't believe it. I was sitting there watching the World Series, and my daughter Carly, who's the biggest Friends fan in the world, literally, it's like Matthew Perry died, and I couldn't believe it, dude. I literally can't believe it. And I know he's had struggles with addiction and stuff like that up and down, but you never think to see somebody pass away. Was he 54?
Yeah,
I think he
something.
was 54 years old. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, man.
And to his family, prayers out to you guys. And
Yeah.
obviously that they Matthew Perry and all those guys shaped our generation with that show Friends. It was just we all high school, college, we get together, friends nights, parties, Thursday night friends party. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right.
So like my language when that show was on was basically just talking like the three guys from there, and half of the girls I knew had Rachel's haircut. Like it was like her entire existence back then, Nothing better than Joey and Chandler too. They were like friendship was like,
oh, it's the best.
It's really a bummer, man. Everybody's really upset about it. His family. It's terrible.
Yeah, no, it really is a bummer. I remember I met Matthew Perry one time at the World Series in Detroit. I was getting in the elevator, and we got in the same time, and I was just, I tell you the truth, listen,
you got a little starstruck?
We get starstruck with. I got a little starstruck with Matthew Perry just because you never see those guys out, So I just, introduced myself in the elevator, and he was like, "Nice to meet you." And we had a quick conversation. I got off, he got off, but I had a really nice encounter with him, man. Seemed like a really, really nice guy.
Yeah. Oh, man. By the way, those whole 9 Yards movies were really underrated too. Him and Bruce Willis. Do you remember those? Those are great movies.
Oh yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, R.I.P. It's in a better place, hopefully.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the baseball game. Arizona putting a whooping. You said it before we came on yesterday. You were like, Zona's tying this game. We're going back 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just,
yeah.
dude, because they're a good team, man. They're a good team. And like we keep, so many of us in the national media keep saying, oh, they're Cinderella story. No, the Diamondbacks feel like they're a great team. And it turns out they are. And the way they beat you, dude, they had 3 sacrifice bunts last night. Evan Longoria even laid one down. 3 sack bunts. Just the way that they play the game. Tommy Pham, had 4 hits last night, right? Tommy Pham had 4 hits. Carroll came up with a big hit. A big start by Alec Thomas from Torey Lovello because he wanted his glove out there in center, but then it turns out he comes out the game right at the gates, got a big knock, scored a run, couple hits off Montgomery. So that was a nice throw in there. But dude, I don't know if you can go to the box score because I didn't see the end box score, but I believe how many hits did they have and how many strikeouts?
That's a great stat. Yep.
Yeah.
I got it. They had 16 hits.
Yep.
The 2 strikeouts. Sarah Langs has a great stat on that. Hold on.
Okay, because that was the game right there, dude. 16 hits and 2 strikeouts. They do a great job of controlling the zone, putting the ball in play. Go ahead, you got Chinch.
Let's see. Okay. This is again Sarah Langs. Props to her as always. She's got great stats. The D-backs became
Sarah.
Yeah, the 3rd team to strike out 2 or fewer times in a World Series game in the wild card era. Just the 3rd team. 2010 Rangers did it in game 2. 2002 Angels did it in game 2. Only 5 teams have had at least 15 hits and 2 or few strikeouts in a World Series game. How crazy is that? That's crazy, man. And that just tells you 3 sacrifice. And they're running around the field. They get on base, they're just running around the field as fast as they can.
Dude, all they do is steal. All they do is steal, score. I mean, if there's a single, if they're on second, they do a great job with their secondary leads, dude. Like
Very
if you
good.
watch, you gotta lock into good base running, man. If you watch teams that score and they score from second base, if you pay attention to these guys' secondary leads, they're going, man. They're hopping and they're going. So I love the aggressiveness. I love the mentality, and I love what Torey Lovello said too. He said, "Hey, listen, in 3 years from now, we could have a lineup of bangers. Guys that are hitting the 300 homers, stuff like that. But right now, with the team that I have, I got to manage them with the personnel I have. What we have is we have speed, we have good baseball guys, we play good defense, and we pitch. So that's how we're gonna play the game. But I just love how it's a little bit of a throwback to be like, oh, you don't want to bunt anymore? That doesn't win games? Oh yeah. We're in the World Series. Here's a nice sack bunt. Oh, you don't want to get a guy over? Yeah, we get guys over. Oh, yeah, sack fly, we get guys in. We steal bases. We do a lot. We play good defense. We do a lot of little things. It's not just the 3-run homer with these guys. I believe the only home run hit yesterday was Gabriel Moreno hit a solo home run.
Yep.
Early on. So,
by the way, he's got 4 now in the postseason or something like that. He's like closing in on like catcher record for postseason runs too. How about this? Is the other thing too. The mix of vets and young guys. We talk about Carroll. Bless you.
Excuse me, sorry.
Cold weather.
Wow, the pollen must have hit me out here, bro. Pollen
Dude, Alec Thomas has been impressing me. First of all, he's only 23 years old. And then you see Evan Longoria out there who's 73 years old. It's like they have a really great mix. More youth than age. And listen, Ketel Marte, he kind of like has had peaks and valleys in his career. That dude he's a stud right now. He's a super stud right now.
18 games in a row, right?
How about that?
Record now stands alone.
Sean, how hard is that? How hard is
hard.
18-game hit streak in general? But then on the biggest stage, I mean, granted, it's a different streak, but it's still an amazing streak. He's at the top of the list. Bye-bye, Jeter. Marte has the record there.
Yeah, because in the postseason too, you're facing the best. The reason those teams are there because you're facing the best pitching. So to have an 18-game hitting streak against the best pitchings is incredible. I want to get back to your Longo comment because Longo made a comment. I read an article where he was talking about back his last World Series in 2008. He was making a point saying that when he got there, he felt like the weight of the world was on his shoulders, that he had to do everything, that he had to go to another level, that what he was doing wasn't good enough. He had to do something more special because against us, I think I said the other day in the ALCS, when I was with the Red Sox, I mean, he totally went off and we lost in Game 7. Longoria's probably the biggest reason why. Then he went into the World Series and I think he hit like $150 He was not good. And he was saying, you can't teach experience. Here he is 15 years later in the World Series, and his message to the guys is, hey, be you. I don't care if you're a rookie. I don't care what you are. Once we cross those white lines, it's still baseball. Let's slow down. Let's play our game. Let's put pressure on the defense offensively, and let's make sure we. And I think that message has become loud and clear because these guys look loose. They look relaxed. They look intense. They look like they're come. And what also too, Chinch, do you have the stat for what they were with runners in scoring position? I think they were like 5 for 12 or maybe even 6 for 13 or something like that.
Got it. DBacks, runners in scoring position. I don't know the specific number, but they
at the bottom of the box score. At the bottom of the box score in Arizona.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Runners left in scoring position. 2 out. What does that mean?
No, it's just a runner. It's just a RISP, and then
I know. Oh, there, team RISP. They were 6 for 14. There you go.
6 for 14, dude. So they almost were 500 with runners in scoring position. Like, I tell you what, you want to win ball games, pitch it, catch it, and hit with runners in scoring position. You're going to win games, especially in the postseason, in the World Series.
And they didn't strike out. Bonus points there. Like,
dude. And that's another good point, dude. They scored 9 runs. And putting pressure on the defense. Put the ball in play. I can't stand when people say, well, the strikeout's just another out. Bullshit. I'm going to say that. Bullshit. It's not just another out. Put the ball in play. Give a tough at bat. Put pressure on the defense. Make guys make plays. These are some of the fastest guys in the world. Just because you put the ball in play doesn't mean it's going to be an easy out. Guys make plays.
Amen to that. And hey, how about Merrill Kelly, bro? Talk about game of your life in the World Series. Good timing, right?
Dude, talk about Merrill Kelly just stepping up in a humongous way, dude. He had everything working, man. He had the cutter working, he had the curveball working, the slider, two-seamer. He does a great job of crisscrossing the plate. Doesn't have overpowering stuff, but spots everything on the edges, man. Lives on the edges. And he did a great job last night living on the edges against the Rangers.
You know what I was thinking last night? What was interesting? You know who he looks like? You know the comedian Nate Bargatze?
I love Nate Bargatze.
First of all, funny enough, he hosted Saturday Night Live last night. I didn't realize that. I'm gonna go back.
Nate Bargatze did?
Yeah, it looks pretty hysterical. Look up when everybody gets off of this. Merrill Kelly, his headshot, and Nate Bargatze, a little doppelganger there. A little bit of a doppelganger.
Check it out.
Yeah,
I think Nate Bargatze is not as strong as Merrill Kelly, right?
No, I would assume not. Dude, Merrill just talk about being composed. There was never a time where you were like, maybe this is trouble. And on the flip side, Montgomery pitched really great for a while. It's just they just got slapped around too hard. But man, every time I see, as a Yankee fan, every time I see Jordan Montgomery out there, I'm like, what did they do?
Yeah.
What did they do?
Yeah, that was a tough one.
No offense to the guys they got back, but it's a left-handed starting pitcher.
Yeah, that was, and that had a 3 ERA for you with the Yankees. It kind of a weird move. But at the end of the day, what they were looking for was they felt they had enough pitching when they got Montas. They went and got Harrison Bader. Obviously Bader is an elite center fielder. That's what they were hoping for. It just didn't work out at the end of the day.
Right. All right. So you have your take us through as a World Series performer yourself. Now you got the off day. You're starting 0-0. What's kind of happening? So you get on a plane. Everybody fly back last night, or did they fly to the next destination last night, or do you fly in a morning? And then what's your kind of how are you mentally handling the off day right now? I was different for you guys because were you down?
Yeah. That might be interesting because I think sleep nowadays is such a big deal. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Rangers fly in today. They go home, sleep in their beds last night, get good sleep, and then fly today. Usually you would just fly that night and you would fly to the next place. But the fact that they have an off day, sometimes you fly in that day. So I bet you they get up this morning and fly in tomorrow, have maybe a little workout at the field, and then in Arizona, and then they play game 3. Nice. But you know what, dude? If you're the Diamondbacks, you feel like it's a victory that you split 1-1 and you're going back to Arizona. And if you're the Rangers, you're glad that you clipped them in game 1 and it's 1-1 going back to Arizona, because it could easily be 2-0 Diamondbacks right now.
Great point. D-backs did not necessarily fully lose that game. That was a push. That was like penalty kicks in soccer, that game.
Yeah,
Game one,
like,
you know?
dude, think about that. The Rangers needed a 2-run homer by Seager to tie it in the 9th, and then they had a walk-off by Garcia. So many things had to go right for the Rangers to win game 1. So we'll see what happens in Arizona. But I just, I know that crowd's gonna be rocking out there. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Have you seen this split screen that's going around video? People are stealing this from some random guy who did it, but it's all over the place now.
Yeah.
He put a split screen of George W. Bush the last time he threw out a first pitch and this time, and they showed it, and then they cut to the Yankees tied against the D-backs that night in the bottom of the 9th, and then the Rangers did it to the D-backs, and so it's like the curse of the D-backs are cursed by George Bush Jr.
That's incredible. It is incredible though how that happened. Like, D-backs,
22 years, 23 years.
Tino Martinez, lefty hitter, Corey Seager, lefty, ties it, and then Jeter and Garcia both go to right field to walk it off.
That was Mr. November. I think that was a Mr. November game. One of them.
I think it was. Yeah.
Jeter was unbelievable in that series, even though they lost. So was Paul.
That was 2001, but the Diamondbacks came back to win though. At least
I'm well aware, bro.
Oh, I know it still hurts, doesn't it? Dude,
I'll never forget.
27 titles.
I'll tell you that I had just moved to Bristol, lovely Bristol, Connecticut, at ESPN, and I'm there, and I'm watching I have like Domino's Pizza. I don't know anything else to do in that town. I'm watching the game by myself. So I call home to my dad, game 7, because Mariano's coming out on the mound, and I call my dad, and he answers the phone. I go, Dad, here we go. I couldn't not be on the phone with you to watch Mariano close us out. And I'll never forget, my dad goes, I don't know, Rich. And I'm like, what's the matter? What are you talking about? He goes, nobody on this planet is perfect. It's impossible to be perfect. He's like, I just feel like this might be the one where Mariano blows it. I swear. And sure as hell he did. And then talked to my dad for like 3 days after. I thought it was his fault.
Your dad's the reason.
Remember when you were a kid, you thought it was your fault. You would like turn the TV off if your team wasn't going good. I'm turning it. My dad used to do that with St. John's basketball games. They'd be down like 5, and he's like, I got to turn the game off for like 15 minutes, get him back on track. And I'm like, they don't know you turn the television set off, Dad. Nor does God care about this. That's my other thing.
I was gonna say, that's when we realized we're really not that important. I mean, like, I don't think you don't have that much impact on games that are.
Well, honestly, and listen, this is a good Christian boy here. I grew up in the Catholic Church, but every time I see like the final play of an NBA game, they hand the ball to the guy. Right before they hand the ball to the guy who's throwing it in, he gives a sign of the cross. And meanwhile, the guy who's covering him gives himself the sign of the cross. So I feel like you break even there. Like, are there more signs? There's got to be a stat for that. Whoever gives more signs of the cross, you're going to win the game. It's not going to happen that way.
I used to think about that guy on the mound sometimes, give that, sign across, saying some prayers before he gets on the bump. And I'm thinking, come on, Lord, I know you love me too. Let's pass it back.
Yeah. It's not just him, it's me too.
So fun. Anyway. When you're younger, you think like that. Like,
yeah, you do. Everything's like
that's always funny. It's always a funny thing when you see that.
Did you have superstitions when you played, or how you put your uniform on, and did you take them to the field with the Yankees this year? Did anything pop in your head?
I had some superstitions with the Yankees, like where I would sit.
Really?
Like sometimes I'd go underneath and watch the game with, like, Pettit was there. So Pettit would be in the tunnel and he'd be watching the game on the TV. And sometimes I would go down and sit with him. And what I would find was 1, 2, 3 inning, 1, 2, 3 inning, 1, 2, 3. And one time I'd go up watching the dugout, and all of a sudden anarchy would break loose. I'd run back downstairs to Pettit, like, move over. I lock in here. Whenever I'm sitting here, we're getting 1, 2, 3 innings. So that was one thing that I was definitely superstitious with. You know what? One thing with superstitions, what I used to do, Harvey Dorfman, my mental coach, used to say, if superstition starts driving the bus, do something different to prove to yourself that's not your superstition. So if I put socks in the same way, one thing I would do is sometimes wear my undershirt, not wash it, or I'd wear the same, like, I wouldn't wash my cup or something like that. Whatever, something like that. It was ridiculous. But then but as I got to the point where my brain would go, oh, it's because you haven't washed your shirt is the reason you're getting 3 hits a night. I would eventually just like, no, I'm not doing that tonight. And then I would go out and get some hits and like just to prove that it wasn't the superstition.
That's great. That's great.
Did you have any, Chinch?
I had the same superstition in baseball that I did in football. Is remember back, I don't know if the belts are probably much easier to put in now, but remember you would put your belt in and there would be little holes for you kind of like drag it all the way through and then put the
Oh yeah.
yeah. For some reason, I would never pull it all the way through a loop. I had to keep it inside the the waist of the pants until the very last thing and pull it and put the belt on. I couldn't like put it through one loop, take it and go around. And I still kind of do that when I put jeans on. When I put a belt on, I don't pull it all the way through. I like I
Keep
just
it
wrap
going.
it through the thing. It makes absolutely zero sense, but I just have to do. I've always
It's all right. As long as it makes sense to you, bro, it doesn't matter to anybody else.
Do you know the one other thing I had at some point in high school? I got this kink where before any big sporting move I would do, so before I would come to the plate, I would tilt my head tilt my head to the right, tilt my head to the left, and then like stretch it forward. And it got to a point where that became like a nervous tick for me. So I would just be walking around during the day and like go until like I had to psychologically stop myself from doing it because my friends were like, dude, you do that all day long now. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the Danny.
Oh yeah.
To go,
Oh, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. Dude, my routine, I'm gonna show you. I still do this. It's so ridiculous. But I in my hitting routine, and I'd get in, I'd be like shoulders, and then I would do this. I'll like stretch right, stretch left, and then I'd pop my hip like that. Dude, if I'm in the kitchen, I'm like this all the time. Left, right, pop.
Right.
And dude, you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Like you obviously get stuff from your parents too. So my son Andrew does it. Like I was with him the other day. He's like stretching like I do. Like, wow, he got that. No doubt got that.
It's crazy. Monkey see, monkey do, man.
Monkey see, monkey do, yeah.
Nice. All right. I'm going out. Big day. Kelly, my mom-in-law, 60th birthday today. Going out to
Oh, nice, dude. Happy birthday, Kelly. That's incredible.
Yeah, going 60? To a nice.
She's 60?
Yeah. She looks 30.
I was gonna say, did she have Jess when she was like
12? No, I'm kidding. No, she was young. She was young. Dude, our parents, we grew up in a different generation, man. People were knocking out 18 to 22 and being married for like 75 years. Yeah. We get like 30 years old.
My parents started late. My mom's only be 83.
Mine did too.
My dad's about to be 84. Yeah.
Mine did too. My parents were always the old parents at like my little league games. They were like the grown-ups that all the other parents. So like I was the second kid and I'm 6 years younger than my brother. And most of them were on their first kid. So like my parents were like the patriarchs of all like sports I played because it's like, what do I do? What do I do? And they would give advice on how to raise their children.
It's so funny. It's so funny, dude. Yeah. So funny.
What do you got going on today? Anything?
Not much, man. About to go to church at 11:30 with the girls, and not much else, man. Watching football, probably.
Yeah, a big game for the Steelers.
Basic day, yeah.
Nice.
Steelers Jacksonville today, yeah. All right, brother.
Yeah.
I got asked to go to the game today. I turned it down.
It's tough.
Man. I just don't feel like I don't know.
It's different. Going to a professional football game is like it's not just like an event. There's like some physical effort that gets put into
the traffic
and then the weather. I don't know. They make TV so good now, and the audio on your TV is so good.
It's so nice. I'll be right in front of this TV right here.
Yeah, look at that. You're gonna have a fireplace going. You're not gonna have that.
I get a fire going. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Rather do that than
Yeah. Good move. Good move.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck.
All right, man. Hey, really quick. How was your Paw Patrol thing last night?
Dude, it was crazy. First of all, we go to this thing. We were kind of like the only family dressed up. And there were like 8 of us, and we were all dressed as a Paw Patrol. And there were a ton of kids at this thing. So all the kids, I think, thought we were like the entertainment. So I was this guy. My name was Rubble. Rubble is like the yellow Paw Patrol dog.
Right.
I would walk over, little kids like, Rubble's here running up, like pulling on my shirt. And I'm like, what the hell? This is so weird. I didn't realize Paw Patrol has a very huge following.
Wow, I didn't know that, dude.
Because your kids probably didn't have it. They were, I think your kids were past when it became popular.
Yeah, yeah.
But Amaya was great. She had dog ears and everything. I look like a moron. I actually, and then I find myself, wait, so we go to this real quick. We go to this, there's this big place called Dee's Nursery. It's beautiful. It's like this huge nursery, and they have like this fall festival. So the second place we go is there. And you know, kids can color pumpkins, all the crap they do and whatever. And I'm walking around by myself at one point, and I see everybody looking at me. Now I'm just a grown man in a Paw Patrol costume walking around the children's party by myself. And I was like, Jess, we can't separate anymore because I look like I'm going to try to take a child from this place. So, and she's like, yeah, you're right. You look like a maniac when you're not with us. I could tell all the dads kind of side-eyeing me like,
oh yeah, dude, yeah,
scumbag. And I'm like, no, it's all right. I got a bunch over there.
What is this guy doing dressed in a Paw Patrol outfit, lurking around the kids? Obviously, I've been scared. I would call you out about it.
Yeah, you probably would have. Anyway, all right. Well, today will be better. Just a nice time. All right, have a great Sunday, dude. We'll get back at it tomorrow.
You too, man. Yep. See you tomorrow, brother. And we'll see everybody tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in to this special edition Sunday morning chat. All right, bro. Love you. See you.
Love you.